Hari Om. Bhagavan mentioned to Partha that Bahya Sparsheshu Asaktatma, the one who is asakta with Bahya Sparsha, Sukham Akshayam Ashnute, he gets uninterrupted, unparalleled bliss. The question that comes to the mind of Arjuna now is Bahya Sparsha Asaktatma. What is so wrong in Bahya Sparsha? One. Second question that comes to the mind is Bhagavan is now telling Sansparshaja bhoga dukkha yonaya evate. Every contact made by pancha indriyas is bound to lead to sorrow. Then the very fundamental question that comes to the mind is if my eyes are going to be in touch with the visual objects, if my ears are going to listen, if my nose is going to smell, if my skin is going to touch, and all these are going to lead to only dukkha yonaya, generating only the pain or the sorrow, then how do I survive? Should I be just, closing? Why am I born? Should I be living or not? Because living means I will be having these senses. The indriyas are already, I'm endowed, the body is endowed with the indriyas. And interaction with the universe, with this sthula vishwa, is almost in nature. It's almost embedded in us. Moment we say that there is a car, it is expected that it will run. So, moment you say there is a human body or an embodied soul, it will have indriyas and indriyas will interact with the world. And one hand, the Bhagavan is saying that if you interact with the world, samsparshaja bhoga, dukkha yona evate, you shall definitely get sorrow. That means I am doomed forever. Moment I get up from sleep, because sleep is the only condition when I am not in touch with anything, so that is the only thing where there is no dukkha. Otherwise, awake means dukkha, jagruta avastha means dukkha, swapna avastha means dukkha. And if that is what the whole thing is, then why the sinister design of the Lord that we should all be embodied then? Why the world is produced by him when it was so sure that all the constituents of this cosmos or the universe, they shall interact and they'll get pain? So there are 2-3 aspects to the questions that should and that are coming to the mind. One is, how is this samsparshaja bhoga leads to dukkha yonaya? One. Two, is it that we have been endowed with the indriyas for some other higher purpose than the purpose that we are using? If the sword is constantly causing injury to me, then the fault is not in the sword, it is in the way that I'm handling the sword. That what is supposed to go and hit the enemy is hitting me, so it is my fault, not the sword's fault. So that means the indriyas that are given to me by the Lord are not at the fault. They are definitely meant for the function that they are doing. It is my way of making use of these indriyas for the sparshaja that is creating dukkha yonaya. And what is the guarantee for this? The guarantee is people of the standard of Gurudeva. Gurudeva had all the indriyas and he was in touch with all this sthula vishwa, but there was no dukkha there. That means his contact of his indriyas with the subjects was different than mine. So now the Bhagavan is telling that the way you contact your sense objects with the objects, that is dukkha yonaya. Why? Because the way you contact, your standpoint is from the ahankara or the ego. Whenever you utilize your indriyas for the contact with the objects from the standpoint of ego, dukkha will be produced. And why dukkha is produced? That is because all such contacts leads to an effect called sukham or dukkham. Sukhanushayi raga, dukkhanushayi dvesha. Patanjali Maharaj tells us. Sukha anushayi raga. Both of them are adya and antavanta. Somebody gets an heart attack, dukkha is started, he gets treated, they put some stent, everything is fine, he comes back to the work, and antavantaha. Somebody gets a child is born to him, very nice, all celebrations everywhere. That then there is sukham. Then he grows and starts abusing the father and the mother. Dukkha antavantaha, sukha antavantaha. The question here is the so-called sukham that is produced by the sense or say the contact of sense organs from the ego standpoint is nothing else but dukkha only. This has been discussed in detail by Patanjali Maharaj in Yoga Sutra. Parinam tap samskara dukkhehi guna vrutya virodhacha dukkham evam sarva vivekinaha. For sarva vivekinaha, the one who is intelligent, Buddha, vivekinaha, dukkham evam sarvam. There is a no thing called sukham in egocentric activities. We do feel that when I eat a nice delicacy, I feel happy. When I do maithunam, I feel happy. When I get a child is born to me, I am happy. I get money, I am happy. This is what we feel. The first salary that we received makes us happy, but fails to make us happy forever, because in the second month we feel it is short. Antavantaha. So the sukham that happened by getting the first salary actually created more dukkham. Dukkham eva sarva vivekinaha. How is it that there are three types of dukkhas in sukha? This is what Patanjali Maharaj has discussed in detail. Vyas Maharshi on the commentary of that has discussed in detail. How sukham can be dukkha? Dukkham is dukkha, we know anyway. Heart attack you get, there is dukkham. Nothing big brain is required to understand it. But this, my family, my everything, this is dukkham. How it can be? A nice delicacy. I'm eating a wonderful dosa and it's giving me pleasure. Where is dukkham? This is a question of a short-sighted individual. But a person of a larger vision of Patanjali Maharaj gives an explanation. He says it is because of parinama tapa samskara. There are three effects in every sukha. One is called parinama dukkha. What is parinama dukkha? I had my dosa, enjoyed it, so sukhanu bhava is over. After the sukha anubhava is over, sukhanubhava is over, then what happens? When can I have the dosa again? What if I cannot afford it? I am having craving for the dosa, indriya lolupyata. And then there is a creation of desire. So vasana utpadana. So vasana utpadana and indriya lolupyata. Both came because of your first dosa. This is called parinama dukkha. What is tapa dukkha? Tapa dukkha is while you are having the sukhanubhava, you get dukkham also. How? I was eating the dosa and suddenly I realized that somebody is eating a wonderful delicacy better than mine. Now the same dosa gives me unhappiness. My child passed the examination, so I am happy. The sukham is being observed, and somebody comes and says that, you know, that neighbor's son, he stood first in the university. My happiness is gone. So this is during sukhanubhava, there is a dvesha, labha, moha, rupaka, tapa dukkha. And the third dukkham is called sanskara dukkha. What is sanskara dukkha? Khadi lete, khave se vate. Tukaram Maharaj says, what you eat, you will keep on eating. Boya ped babhul ka, aam kahan se hoye, babhul will be there. Because you constantly keep doing a thing, a womanizer becomes more womanizer, a drug addict becomes a more drug addict. Similarly, one who is addicted to samsara gets more addicted because of vasana samskara. Now, these samskaras are deep rooted that form the character of a person. So your character becomes vishayi, pravrutti margi, not nivrutti margi. One Vivekananda is born, and right in the childhood he feels like not having anything, vairagyam. Why? Sanskaram of vairagyam in the yesteryears. What about us? Because of birth's impression, we feel like having more and more, more and more. Vasana samskara. So parinama dukkha, tapa dukkha, samskara dukkha, all these three are inherent in every sukham. That is why sarvam eva dukkham vivekinaha. That is what is being told here by Yogeshwara Krishna. In fact, what is the definition of rag? Sukha creates a rag. Rag means attachment. Rag means not anger. That's a stupid way of translating rag. Rag is raj, the French word rouge. Coloring, tinting. Tinting means what? You get contacted with something and the color grows on you. So sukhanusmruti purvaha sukhe tat sadhaneva yo gardhaha. Gardhaha means desire. Trishna lobha saharaga iti. This is what happens. That is why it is dukkha yonaya. Na teshu ramante. The one who is not involved into it is buddha. Buddha means bodhayan. Bodhayan is to awake. The one who is awake. Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. Uttishta jagruta prapyavaran nibodhata. Nibodhata. Buddha again is coming there. Jagrit bodhayan buddha, the one who is awake. Savad ani daksha. Taya tatkalachi moksha. Samartha Ramdas says that. That is why these desires do not leave us. And it's all right to have desire, provided the desire, when completed, we are relaxed. No, it breeds another desire. हजारों ख्वाहिशें ऐसी कि हर ख्वाहिश पे दम निकले, बहुत निकले मेरे अरमा, फिर भी कम निकले. फिर हुए है गवाह इश्क तलब, अश्कबारी का हुक्म जारी है. फिर उसी बेवफा पे मरते हैं, फिर वही जिंदगी हमारी है. सूफी describes it beautifully. कोई मेरे दिल से पूछे तेरे तीरे निमकश को, तीरे निमकश मीन्स डिजायर. कोई मेरे दिल से पूछे तेरे तीरे निमकश को ये खलिश कहां से होती. दिस एंजाइटी वुडंट हैव बीन देयर. ये खलिश कहां से होती जो जिगर के पार होता. Had I been satisfied with the desire, there was no harm in having a desire. But the problem is every desire makes me more desire prone. That is why Gurudev says, joy hunting among the finite objects. That means do hunt the joy. But of what? Of infinite. That which is Vibhur Vyapa, which is Atma Tattvam, Brahmanandam. Finite is not a profitable preoccupation. Gurudev has very clearly said, sensuous joys are doomed to pain from the very beginning. Shadi ka laddu, everybody at the time of marriage thought, oh, lovely, I am getting married. What is the outcome? Everyone knows. Having a beautiful wife or a beautiful husband or a dutiful husband or whatever you may describe, what has it led to? Having a child and then the child going to good education, good school, Harvard, earning Microsoft job, giving good salary, what has happened? What is at the end? I want to learn medicine, want to become IAS, want to go to MBA, Harvard, Stanford, everything. What is the end? All these are sensuous joys. They are doomed to cause pain from the very beginning. That is why Gurudev had to come down in the ladder of decency, to use indecent words and parliamentary language, because we do not understand otherwise. So the example of a leprous prostitute. The leprosy is pre-existing in the prostitute. The pain, the suffering, the sorrow is pre-existing in every object if tackled from egocentric standpoint. What is the harm in having a tree? There's no harm. Such a beautiful thing to have a tree, the flowers, the birds sitting on it. But the problem is that tree should be in my garden and not in anybody else's garden. That is where the egocentricity starts. That is where Samsparsha Bhoga starts. Whenever the ego is dissolved and the senses are in contact with objects, that is the best way of contacting an object. मोहब्बत में वो पल सबसे हसीन होता है जब देखना इबादत और छूना गुनाह होता है. When we look at a small child, because our ego dissolves, we enjoy. It's not our child, it's anybody's child. Any small puppy dog, it's not yours. Even on YouTube you enjoy it. Why? Because you dissolve your ego for a short time. Samsparsha Bhoga essentially comes from the ego standpoint. Then is it possible that we get rid of this kind of useless contact and establish a healthy contact the way the Lord wanted us to? Because it is his Rasa Leela. We can never do Rasa Leela because we need Krishna's eyes for that, not human eyes of egocentric standpoint. So either we come to almost a doomed state of impossibility, or we say that, oh, it's just not possible. That is the time the 23rd shlok comes in our way, and Bhagavan says, Prag Sharira Vimokshanat Shaknoti. Possible. You will be able, it is possible. Shaknoti, Shaknumaha. It is possible before Prag, before Sharira Vimokshanat, before you leave your body. That means right here, right in this place, it is possible for you to withstand Stodhum, withstand that onslaught of desire. And desire never comes alone. Buy one, get one free. Desire and Kama and Krodha, they always come together. There cannot be a Kam without Krodha. Even the desire doesn't leave us. We all have a desire to give up the desire. ये तमन्ना है कि आजादे तमन्ना रहूं. There also there is a desire. And this calm, which invariably brings the krodha and lobha together, these three then ruin our life. That is why we have to be every time alert, and right inside the intellect, there should be a constant drumming happening, which is called Vairagya Dindima by Adi Shankaracharya. Kama krodhascha lobhascha dehe tishtati taskaraha jnana ratna apaharaya tasmat Jagruta, Jagruta, be awake. It is possible. Praksharir vimokshana chaknoti sodhum. Kama krodhat bhavam vegam. The vegam, avega, the impulse. The one who withstands this impulse, sayuktaha. He is not connected with the objects then he is connected with what? With the Paramatma. It is either or none law. Either you are in the world of objects or you are in the world of Lord. I want to be at both the places. Not possible, sir. Not possible. We want to be in samsara. We want to have all that our mind thinks of, and yet we say that Bhagwan ka darshan hona chahiye. Not possible, sir. The very prerequisite, precondition for meeting the Lord is to give up everything which is called as Vashikara Vairagya or Para Vairagya. Astambhadi Brahma Paryante Yanitye Bhogavastuni Tad Vairagya Jihasa. That is called Vairagya. Leave this. Gurudev says, detach from this. Then only you can attach there. And that is why this calm is something, desire, calm. Swami Ramatirtha, during his sadhana, he realized that calm or desire is the main problem that the sadhaka has. And that is why during the sadhana period, he came out with a very nice couplet. Chaha is desire, काम. चाह चुहारी चूहरी तू नीचों की भी नीच, मैं तो ब्रह्म था जो न तू आती बीच. Because desire was coming in the Brahma realization. But when he crossed the boundary of Paravairagya, then he said, चाह मिटी चिंता मिटी मनवा बेपरवाह, जिनको कछु नहीं चाहिए वही शहंशाह. That is the crux of the thing. And that is why Gurudeva has said that our mind, intellect, instrument of singing the song of perfection, neglected from beginningless time. Gurudeva is referring to avidya. Need a lot of readjustments before they can gurgle out the contents of laughter and the joy. That means the laughter and the joy is within us. Shrunvanto amrutasya putraha. We are the sons of nectar, as the Upanishad says. But where is the nectar gone? It's all darkness there, because many, many births, samskaras, vasanas, avidya's existence, all that is led to this kind of situation. And that is why Gurudev says desire is an avalanche. It is not only the analogy that is important here. Avalanche means it comes. How does the avalanche start? Even a clap can start an avalanche. And howsoever powerful and mighty built you may have, like an army man, the whole platoon can go under the snow. Desire is like that. Like this, it will come. A little inclination towards a particular object and she will engulf you. Desire is an avalanche of thoughts sweeping down. It doesn't come like slowly so that you can tackle it. No, before you are aware, for a moment, A beautiful damsel comes in front of you and you're gone. But Buddha, the one who is intelligent, Nari stanabhara nabhi desham drushta maga moha vesham yetan masa vasadi vikaram bhaja govindam bhaja govindam. This is the sign of a yukta yogi. But for us, it comes in the form of sweeping avalanche. And anything that comes in between then creates anger in us. The blast with which it shatters itself on the obstacle is called anger. Blast. Anger is blast. Desire is avalanche. These analogies have a significance in it. They show the potency of both the things. That is why Gurudev says, man can live perfectly happy even while in this form among these very objects. One of the commonest misconceptions for most of us is, I shall complete my 60, 65 years of age. My children will be settled. I will have a nice bungalow, beautifully built for me. There will be a nice swing in the garden. I will sit on that swing in the garden, open my Bhagavad Gita and attend the moksha. Sir, this will never happen. It can never happen. Right here, amidst the difficulties that we have, na lage zave vanantara sukhe yeto ghara narayana. Tukaram Maharaj says, no need to go to the forest, the Narayana will come in the home. When will he come in the home? Provided prak sharir vimokshanat sodhum shaknumaha. If we are able to withstand. So where do I start? Start wherever you can. First, analyze your desires. What are they? Then see how much you are carried by the desires. I have a desire to open the WhatsApp also. I have a desire to put my posting also. I just ate, I just brushed, I just went to the loo, I just came back. Put everything on the social media. Why? I should be noted. People should see my thing. People should note me. They should call me I'm intelligent. They should call me I'm successful. Hazaro khwahishe aisi. When the Vairagya will start? The key has been given by these two shlokas. Start working on the desire. Krodha will come down. Lobha will come down. Vairagya will set in. When Vairagya sets in, the Lord starts chipping in. You come out of the water a bit, then the hand of the Lord comes to pull you out of the water. But by remaining submerged and going deeper, and dandrayamanaha, Acharya Shankaracharya in Kathopanishads calls such a person into a dark, thick, muddy ocean, and the center of which there is a person who is trying to escape. This is the situation he has described for us. So sadhana starts with the reading of Gita right at the time of reading the shloka, else it becomes an intellectual exercise of 1 hour to be done on Saturday. But sadhana being the adopted behavior by virtue of thinking called mananam, if it comes through viveka, then one starts taking decision one by one. When Parapairagya hit Swami Ramatirtha, the professor of mathematics at Lahore College, just gave resignation of that. Why? Because this is samsparshaja bhogaha. Of course, that kind of nishchaya requires bala of many, many births, punya samskara. But that doesn't mean you cannot start. We can start at any point where we want to start and reach where we intend to reach. Uttishta, Jagrata, Prapya Varanya Bodhata. But the first thing, the center, the bull's eye is calm, desire. That is the one. So inch by inch, bit by bit, We have to sculpt the desire away from the original sculpture that we are. Then the interaction through the sense world is not at all a problem, because then it will be a rasa leela. Hari Om.